we're here to help.
My hair smells like burnt mushrooms.
I'll lick your teeth if you want.
How does one turn on a wand? Welcome. I hit the mic.
Welcome. I'm Kat.
I'm Hunter.
And we are your Fairy Gaymothers Sorta. Welcome back.
Episode 8? Maybe? 9?
I think it's 9.
Hunter learns to count challenge.
Well, this seems to happen kind of every week.
Okay, but it's the TBI, because I forget what the last episode was, and then I just pick a number.
Not so fair. Not so fair.
Anywho, welcome back.
Welcome back. We're so happy to have you here.
All right, why don't you start us off with telling us what a fairy gay mother is?
All right. A fairy gay mother is someone or something that's trying to improve this world that we live in. And that can be by trying to improve themselves, or that can be by putting incredible energy into the atmosphere. So that can look like activism, that can look like art, that can look like athletic achievements, that can really look like anything that is good vibes, creating more good vibes.
Love it.
Good?
Incredible.
Okay.
And so as we said last week, it's Black History Month, so I'm hoping that Kat has prepared a fairy gay mother.
Yes, this fairy gay mother of the week, I literally adore them and everything that they do. It's Coleman Domingo.
Oh, that's great.
It's Coleman Domingo. If you don't know Coleman, he is a producer, a playwright, an actor. Like, literally give him an EGOT right now.
Yeah.
He got his start as a playwright, I believe.
Oh,
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think most people probably know him for his acting now. He was, probably his most famous role was voicing the Cowardly Lion in Wicked 2. No, he portrayed Rustin in the biopic, which he was nominated for an Academy Award for.
Wow.
Also, in my research, found out that he is only the second ever openly gay actor to be nominated for an Academy Award for playing a gay role.
Was the first one like Moonlight?
No.
Oh.
It was Ian McKellen.
For what role?
I don't remember.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Professor X. Magneto, were you gay? Canon event. Professor X and Magneto were in a relationship.
Oh.
That was such a nerdy sentence. Anyways. Cut that.
Like Dumbledore and Gandalf or whatever? No, who was in a canon gay relationship? Ian McKellen.
Oh, no, Dumbledore and, it's in the
Grindelwald?
original. Yeah.
Oh! Crazy.
Or, like, at least, like, that was, maybe we watched different movies.
I've never seen the Fantastic Beasts movies, but.
There's no need to.
Yeah, no, I won't. Anyway, Coleman Domingo, truly an excellent person, excellent artist. He's one of those people who I think really exemplifies how art and the portrayal specifically of real world stories can still have such an impact on how we remember people, what their legacies are. Also, Sing Sing, I feel like not a lot of people have seen, but it is one of the most gorgeous movies I've ever seen in my life. Watch only if you're ready to cry. And just another example of like the powerhouse of his acting. He was also in Euphoria, which a lot of people might know him from. Yeah.
Also in the Sabrina Carpenter Tears music video.
Yes.
And that show with Tina Fey and Steve.
4 Seasons.
Yeah. What's his last name?
Carell.
Thank you. The problem is that I never remember if it's Will Ferrell and Steve Carell or Will Ferrell and Steve Carell.
Sorry, I lost.
Sorry, we were talking about what he's in
for a second. Yeah, he, like, when I was doing research about him, every person who's ever worked with him has said that he is a champion for like everyone on set, for other actors as mentors. There was an assistant who was like, there are a lot of good celebrities out there and Coleman is among the best to work for. Like,
that's so sweet.
Yeah. And he also, I'm not going to tell the full story, but has one of the cutest love stories of all time with his now husband.
Yeah.
Raul. And you need to stop whatever you are doing right now after you finish listening to this podcast. And go look up their love story because it will make your day, your week, your month, your year, your life. Because that's how I feel.
No, it's absolutely a wild story. And to, like, considering we talked about dating apps, like, not that long ago, like, honestly, that was, like, he made anything a dating app.
Exactly.
He did exactly what you said to do.
Yes. So go look him up. Anyway, love you, Coleman Domingo. You are literally a god on earth. Thank you for everything that you've done and continue to do. Thank you for being a fairy gay mother. And now that you know a little bit more about what a fairy gay mother who's fully developed looks like out there in the real world, we, as part of our self-imposed curriculum, like to go over a lesson in each episode that we think exploring and kind of stumbling through will hopefully get us one step closer to eventually becoming that full-fledged fairy gay mother. So today's episode is going to be Know Thy Bleep, where we're going to talk about swear words and slurs and censorship and the power of language. But before we get into that, we actually have two important things. So I think Hunter is going to tell us a little story about some feedback that we've gotten.
Okay, so I don't actually know what the numbers look like on YouTube or TikTok or anything like that. I just know that I personally received the most feedback and conversation starters based on our episode on the dating apps. So shout out to my man Nick, like he was messaging about the ELO algorithm, heard lots from different people, but one lovely subscriber sent in a story, and I'll tell you who it is after the story because it's really funny.
Okay.
But they were telling me that I'm going to use all gender neutral pronouns. I'm going to try. Well, no. Okay. It's a girl. Okay. So this girl has a friend. Her friend's parents are divorced and live in two different areas.
Okay.
So her friend is dating a boy from an area, like, I don't remember whether it's the mom or the dad, but like not where this girl lives.
Okay.
And so her friend is like, oh my gosh, like, my boyfriend, one of his friends, like, I think you guys would really, really get along. So she passes on this girl's number and they call and they like chat and they like get to know each other a little bit. And I think that, I don't know how long it goes on for, but they like start getting to know each other or whatever. They're getting along. Oh, and a key point is that the girl said that he had a really sexy voice.
Okay.
Like it was really hot. So she was like, yeah, like I want to, like I want to see where this goes.
Yeah.
Anyways, this man knocks on the door and is like, oh, hey, like I'm here, or I'm Robert. I'm picking a name. I'm Robert. Like I'm here to meet blank. And the girl goes, that was the ugliest motherfucker I ever seen in my life. Like she was like heinous beast level, like awful. So she slams the door in his face and then runs back. She's 15 also. She runs.
That was an important preface. That was important.
She runs and she's with her cousin and she tells her cousin, like, go to the door and say I'm not here. Like, say, because she didn't introduce herself. Like, she just closed the door. So anyways, the cousin goes out and is like, hey, I know she's Snow, yeah. Anyways, this story's it got me so good. I also didn't know she was 15 when this happened until after the story because I was like, oh my God, that's horrible. But then she was like, I was 15. And I was like, okay, everyone's kind of an idiot at 15.
Yeah.
It was my mother. And that man was my father. No, I'm kidding. Could you imagine? I'm like, and now he's her husband.
Oh, now they're married.
No. No, she was much kinder with my dad. She stabbed him with a fork on their first date, so.
As she should.
Don't take food off a woman's plate.
No. Literally,
Literally, I'll stab you.
I'm armed.
and you know what? I kind of get it.
That's incredible. I was thinking that it was going to involve a dating app, but I love that it didn't.
No, because my mom was talking about, it was how I told that story about the girl on social media that I follow where she's like, I require a call. Oh. And my mom was like, at least with the dating app, you see their face first. Yeah. Because she goes, calls can be misleading.
Oh, that's so good. Thank you so much for sharing.
I even said, I was like, can I please share that? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I can like not say her name. And she goes, no, I don't care. So Danny, if you're out there, if you're watching this, she feels somewhat remorseful. Anyways, yeah, sorry, I had to share that. I thought it was so freaking funny.
Well, speaking of funny stories, it is time for the Crash Bit Bang segment,
Absolutely.
where we talk about our crash outs of the week, our little earworms, our bits we can't stop saying, and our bangs, the things that we're obsessed with.
Do you want to start?
Sure. I actually had a very happy crash out this week.
Oh,
because
good.
crash outs can be happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was watching Piper and Paul, the Olympic figure skaters who did their the second part of their ice dance routine yesterday, and it was to Vincent, which is one of my favorite songs of all time, and it was, their outfits looked like Starry Night, and it was gorgeous, and it was emotional, and it was their last time skating together, and they finally won an Olympic medal. You look like you're about to say something.
No, like I didn't see the second part. I only watched their 90s routine. I didn't watch the second part.
Oh, it was last night.
Oh my gosh, I missed it. It's okay, it'll be recorded. Like I can
Yeah.
watch it. But
Anyway,
what medal did they win?
they won bronze.
That's
Which,
and
like-
their last Olympics.
Yeah, like they were never gonna win like gold or silver. That's a completely different story that we don't have time for. But
I actually really want to know who did though.
it was a really tight race for who was gonna win bronze, and they just did so freaking well. And even the commentator was like, "I've coached Paul for 25 years, and I've never seen him this emotional." Like
Oh my
I was in
gosh.
tears watching them.
Did you know Paul was the flower girl at Piper's wedding?
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was that much of an age gap between them.
No, there's not.
Oh,
Like as an adult.
oh. No, like flower girls come in all
all shapes and
shapes,
sizes
sizes, and ages. But
Yeah. No, I saw there was like a oh shoot, I forget the segment name, but Tessa Virtue interviewed Piper and was talking about her wedding because she I guess got married last year. And there was like a spread of it in some sort of newspaper, and there was a picture of Paul, and she was like, yeah, like how special it was to have to like, you know, because he's like, it's such a I can imagine it's a pretty intimate connection between
absolutely,
partners. But yeah, that's so cute, isn't it? Good. I'm so happy they won a medal because it was it was their last Olympics.
Yeah,
That's a great crash out.
yeah. I cry happy tears like once a day watching the Olympics. Truly, it doesn't even matter if it's a Canadian usually.
No, that's fair.
What about you? What was your crash out?
Well, it wasn't happy, so now I'm like, oh damn. I also crash out watching the Olympics.
They don't have to be happy.
That's fair, but isn't that the goal one day to just only have happy crash outs in the week? I honestly didn't have like any major crash outs. It was just that someone recently, literally yesterday, asked me to find like a video of myself doing something, quote unquote, in my element. And so the video I did send was when we were in Thailand and you're holding the ice cream, and I was like, oh, hey, can I have a bite of that? And I just put the entire thing in my mouth. Oh, hey, can I have a bite of that?
Oh, sure.
But I was like deep in the archives looking for a video, and like I never needed to be reminded of what I looked like when I was like 18, 19, 20. Like, nor did I need to be reminded of how fun life was when we were traveling and how like it's not like that now.
No.
Yeah, so I was just kind of like, wow, that was a trip down memory lane I didn't ask for.
It's always risky going through your camera roll like that.
Yeah, and then there's the video of us in Thailand. And there was I got this little mochi ice cream from like a Thai 7-Eleven, which a Thai 7-Eleven hated to see us coming. Like, remember your egg salad and chicken salad sandwich?
Yeah, I do. It was our very first night in Bangkok. We were both feeling absolutely ill, but we're like, we need to eat something. So we just went to a Thai 7-Eleven, and I was like, I am not really sure what I'm going to get into, but this looks like something I could eat relatively quickly.
There's like literally in the video, you're like, if you gag, I'm gonna gag. I was like, okay. Anyways, good memories. Maybe it was a happy crash out after all.
Yeah.
All right, what's your bit?
My bit. This is actually an older TikTok. Like it's from I think the very, very end, like literally the last day of 2025. But it came back up on my For You page the other day, and I was reminded of how good it was. And I can't believe I didn't bring it up on the podcast earlier. But it's this woman, and she is asking her Hispanic husband if he knows what a queef is. And he's like, I don't know what a squeef is. And she's like, ask Siri what a queef is. And he goes, Oye, Siri, what is that a squeef is? Siri's like, I do not know what you mean. Squeefies. And it's just the wife, like, sounds like a freaking lawnmower with how hard she's laughing in the background. And so going through my brain this week has just been, Oye, Siri, what is squeefies?
You love Italians.
He's Hispanic.
Oh, I thought you said Italian earlier. Wait, cut that. Did he figure it out what it was?
I did. Oh, God. Oh, what was your bit?
It's also recent. Actually, there was two. Really quick, I love to like see a tweet that was screenshotted and posted on Instagram. And there was one that was like, I haven't seen a single episode of Breaking Bad because I hate the desert and I would never care about a man's personal journey. And like, I too have never seen Breaking Bad. And I was never able to name why, but she did it.
Because I don't care about a man's personal journeys.
And then the second one was, everyone's been talking about how the Bad Bunny halftime performance at the Super Bowl, how he says like Canada at the end, and everyone's been joking like, I'm not from Canada, I'm from Canada. And then I saw some girl being like, I'm I'm from Canada, Ontario, Whitby. It got me so good. Toronto, Whitby. First of all, Whitby, not in Toronto. But I now every time, and I have a roommate that's from Whitby, so I'm Whitby.
How do you think Bad Bunny would pronounce Mississauga?
He wouldn't.
Aye, Mississauga.
Did you see Olivia Dean was like, Misswauga?
Like, she's like, Massachusetts.
And one, where's this Mississauga? And someone's like, that's in Canada. But she's lovely. I love Olivia Dean. Like, no tea, no shade.
Yeah.
But yeah, now, like, it's just how many people I've seen. Whitby, Toronto. That's it. That's the bit.
All right, well, my bang. I was driving the other day and just listening to the radio station that my mom had on before she was driving. And You and I by Lady Gaga came on the radio. And I haven't heard that song in years. And I was just reminded how freaking incredible Lady Gaga's discography is. Like, her variety of genres. I know that's like pop rock and she's done tons of pop rock, but it goes hard. And then I was thinking about her jazz albums with Tony Bennett that she's done. And she's a freaking phenomenal jazz singer. Like Stephanie Germanotta, she's just doing it all.
She is.
Really.
She's got a massive rock on her finger now, too. Like,
Yeah.
Miss Queen has done well for herself.
Good for her.
Actually, that's so funny that you say that, because recently on my like TV, my YouTube isn't signed in, so it just kind of recommends whatever. And it was on autoplay, and the Till It Happens to You music video pops up. I was like, Stephanie, please. Great vocals.
Insane vocals, insane performer, incredible discography. Like, just.
What's your favorite Lady Gaga song, or like top three?
I can't.
You
right
can
now.
do top three.
I can't right now. Like, truly.
Favorite album?
Joanne.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Go to karaoke Lady Gaga song. Like, someone's like,
Alejandro.
there we go.
Of course.
I knew it. No, but I would say if I had to do karaoke for Lady Gaga, I feel like it would be Telephone.
I was gonna say that would be my.
I'm kind of busy.
But you gotta. That's a 2-person.
Yes, like
Yeah.
Rachel and Sunny and Glee.
Yes.
Yeah, in the bathroom, and then they're halfway singing, and then Sue Sylvester bursts through the door and she goes, "Shut up!"
Yeah. There's Glee everywhere with for those with eyes to see it. Really.
You know what? I actually didn't know what my bang was going to be for this week, but I just thought of it, and my
Okay.
bang was, or is, the fact that Kat is better at it than I am. But give us 5 minutes, we can tie any piece of media back to Glee.
Yep. It's true.
Pick a movie, pick a show. Honestly, pick an artist.
Pick an actor.
Yeah, we'll be able to bring it back. Pick a musical.
Yeah.
That's really easy.
We can bring it back to Glee in usually less than 6 degrees.
Yeah. We've joked about how like you're 6 degrees away from famous people, you're 2 X's away from lesbians, and you're actually only 2 singers away from Glee.
At all times. Yeah.
Just
Ryan Murphy should have given up a long time ago, because he'll never do anything as good as
No.
that ever again.
Who's ever gonna beat the line? Like, well, where will we sleep? You two, I imagine, will sleep inside of each other. The things, like, you could never get away with saying any of that stuff on television anymore, which is what makes it so perfect.
So perfect. Thank God for Glee. Anywho.
Let's take a brief break before getting into the lesson.
Okay, see you soon.
Okay.
Welcome back.
To Whitby.
Whitby. We do not live in the Whitby.
No.
Anyway, it is time for the lesson. And what's the lesson of the week?
Know thy bleep.
No, thy bleep.
I would like to start off this lesson by listing off my favorite swear words. So that it's just me rapid firing and you bleeping all of it.
Okay. I'm so sorry to editing Kat.
What's your favorite swear word? Probably
I actually do cuss a little.
Do you?
Also, yeah.
What's your favorite curse word?
Probably
Miranda Coxcraft. I love, we know I love freak, shit, bitch, ass, dick face, regular dick, asshole, bussy.
I love but it's I wish I had an accent to be able to say it.
I love when other people say it.
It's so much, yeah. It like they use it all the time in Australia, and it's like it's a lot more casual than it is here. Like you have pretty much spit in someone's face if you call them a
Yeah, but it has now like dual meaning where it's like, yeah, you've spit in someone's face if you call them a but if I was like, that's so like that's a good thing.
Exactly.
I think my favorite swear word of all though is probably dick. Like it's not even like really a swear word.
Yeah.
I mean like probably fuck. Like
Yeah.
literally. Sorry, Miranda. Like it actually is probably fuck. But or it's the one I use the most for sure.
Yeah.
But I think like calling someone like a dick face or like suck my dick.
Yeah.
Sometimes when things don't go my way, instead of saying shit, I go dick.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, mine's probably good old reliable but
Yeah. Oh, overdicked it. Play it by dick.
Yeah. You are a dicker. You go to that is your go-to for sure.
I was gonna say I'm a dick user, but like that's not.
No.
But I'm not.
No.
So yeah, no, it is my go-to, I think. Because I don't know actually. There's no reason behind it. It just rolls off the tongue.
But let's talk about why we wanted to talk about swear words.
This is like, you know what I don't understand the saying? Like, this is a hill I'm going to die on. No, someone's dying on this hill. It's not me. Like, I will kill you on this hill. I am correct. I can have a bit of a potty mouth, as they say. Because I think also, too, a properly timed swear word can be so funny. Like, it can really level up a joke. Mm-hmm. Also, kids saying swear words, so good.
Elite.
So good.
Elite. Not that we condone it, but if it happens, I'm gonna laugh.
No, I won't be punishing a child for that. Like, there was a kid at the daycare that I used to work at, and it's not even really a swear word or whatever, but one of the other kids was like, it was nap time, and one of the other kids was making a lot of noise, and he just like lifts his head, he goes, "Shut up, fatty." And I know I was supposed to be like, we should be nice to all, but I was like, couldn't hold it in. I literally was like, oh my God. And then I was like, what did I was just like, you know what, maybe you should go back to sleep. But anyways, I can have a bit of a potty mouth and it really irritates me. I am dumb now. I understand that I've hit, like, especially after hitting my head, but I used to be quite smart. And people used to know that about me, like academically as well. And I used to be pretty well-spoken.
I would just like to interject. I think you are still very smart. I think you just have a little bit, a couple more barriers than you did.
I
think you've got a couple more hurdles.
Thank you.
In your way now than you have previously.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
But when I would swear, like, people would say that it either sounded trashy or they would say that I don't sound as, like, eloquent or that I sounded like an idiot, like, or I sounded dumb. And it really grinds my gears because I have this whole thing about, like, accessible language, especially because I worked in academia. I worked with profs. I ghost wrote for profs. Like, I know what it requires to write an academic paper. Mm-hmm. And it's such horseshit that, like, it has to be all of these, like you have to have a large vocabulary. You have to be using words that are at least 3 syllables or more.
Yeah.
Just for someone to, on like some sort of peer review or ethics board, to like read it, not understand it, and be like, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And I just think that making knowledge more accessible is just a better way to go in general. And I'm pretty sure there are studies too that say that people who swear more actually have higher IQs because they're like speaking freely and more authentically. And yeah, that was my beef. And I was like, we should talk about swear words and slurs.
Yeah.
What about you? What are your thoughts on all that?
Well, when you brought up this topic, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, we should talk about this because I'm so sorry. I'm bringing up the traitors for the 3rd episode in a row. But in season 3, Sierra, who is from Summer House, was being kind of targeted for banishment because people thought that she was a traitor because she would swear all the time. And there were 2 guys in particular that season who both worked as detectives in their day jobs. And they said that when people are guilty, they often swear as a means to cover up their guilt, that they're like deflecting, they're hiding something. And I was like, that's so interesting because sure, I could see how that's possible, but I don't think that just because someone swears a lot means that they are hiding something. Like, you can use that in tandem with evidence. But
Sure. But even then, like, I don't think, I would assume that someone who is guilty is probably more put together and poised because they've thought about this.
And Sierra, after being voted out, said, I was raised by a strong single mother who didn't raise no bitch.
Yeah,
and I'm
that'll do
sorry
it.
that I'm passionate and I'm authentic and I don't filter myself
Yeah.
for anyone. And I was like, absolutely. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so I think that it's really easy, exactly like you said, to not only like think that someone is trying to cover up for something, whether that be like lower intelligence or guilt or whatever, but I think that you're completely overlooking the strength and passion it takes for that kind of stuff to just roll off your tongue on the regular.
Yeah.
Like, I think it shows that you are strong in your beliefs and your mindset, and you're not afraid to speak what's on your mind.
And I don't trust bitches who don't swear at all.
No.
I don't know. I think words are a tool, and that's like a lot of way that people can express their feelings and it be authentic. And I'm not saying swear at each other, although sometimes nothing gets the point across better than a nice swear word at someone.
Truly. A well-timed, well-placed swear word is usually the perfect emphasis, whether
Absolutely.
that be to insult someone, to make a joke, to self-deprecate. I think it holds a
True.
lot of power.
Yeah, I think too, swear words specifically, I know we'll talk about slurs in like a little bit, but a lot of swear words specifically are not rooted, a lot of them, some of them are not rooted in any sort of like discrimination of a minority group. So it's kind of a way that we can all be mean to each other without really going below the belt.
Yeah.
Like if I was like, me and my mom swear at each other all the time, but like jokingly. And so like, well, for example, that's a great one too. I think here's a good example of a word that does have like negative connotations. Like my mom and I will be like, oh my gosh, you're such a stupid bitch. And like, they'll be like, haha, yeah, like you're such an asshole. Whereas when a man calls me a bitch, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because that one, I'm like, you can't call me that. Like I am a bitch, I'm aware.
Yeah.
And like, everyone here knows it too, but only the women can call me that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's an important point about, and we'll get into that further when we talk about slurs, but who can get away with swearing
Yes.
more? Swearing is a part of language that, because it holds emphasis, also points out exactly where power lies. So, like, as two white bitches, we can get away with swearing most of the time.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't really mean anything between the two of us.
Yeah.
Whereas I was reading a study that when Black people use swear words, it's seen as more offensive than when white people or other ethnicities use swear words.
And Black women specifically, like, just because we're talking about the word bitch and like women, are like very quickly viewed as aggressive in society, where like I did swear at work and I mean, I wasn't having like meltdowns, but I would use curse words intermittently in my sentence. And I never even really had to think about that too, because it was a predominantly white workplace. But they, like, plenty of coworkers have discussed the racism in that like workplace and how they wouldn't have felt comfortable doing that same thing.
Because then you get called out for being quote unquote unprofessional.
And they already face so many barriers at work as well. Like I know a lot of Black women get told about like their hair and like how they wear it, and we had like a relatively laid back workplace in terms of clothing and hair, but I could definitely see that as white women, we can get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of seen as playful, whereas when Black women swear, like, the white majority is like, that's too aggressive, or you're so angry.
Yeah.
And it's like this horrible racist stereotype that like follows them and not us. So also to take everything we're saying with a grain of salt as well. Like, we're talking about swear words, but I also think that's going back to my earlier point about accessible language. Like, I have read, honestly, especially talking about research, like, the best research pieces are typically written by minority groups, in my opinion, because they have a greater insight into things. And so some of the best research papers I've ever read have been written by Black women, and I'm sure that their papers go through a harder critique period. I'm sure that they have to be mindful of kind of the language that they use in that as well. But let them swear, because like, it's just kind of going, now they're kind of pigeonholed into this. Is pigeonholed bad?
No?
Okay.
I don't think so.
Respect to the pigeons. Sorry, Sarah Paulson. But they're kind of like pigeonholed into using certain language so that sometimes their point can't even be made. And even lots of people where English is their second language, they'll say that there's words, like, there isn't a direct English translation for what they're trying to say. And so a lot of their meaning gets missed in that translation. And I wonder if, like, how much meaning behind some of these papers that have required certain vernacular have missed the real meaning because of the, like, policing of language.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not even getting into the criticism of AAVE, African American Vernacular English, even though linguists have proven that it is, like, literally its own legitimate language with its own grammar and rules and is just as valid as every other dialect or language out there.
Yeah.
But it's not seen as academic or, like, eloquent enough. So there is that, like, filtering. Like, if you speak a certain way, even though that's completely understandable, it's completely grammatically correct.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit into this narrow standard of academia and academic language that is not accessible to the larger public.
Yeah.
So we're narrowing down the field of who gets to, like, even publish academic research in the first place.
Yeah.
Or who gets to write in the first place.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it doesn't even have to be like academia, like, depending on what you're, like, we could just talk about like Substack and things like that. Your writing is immediately taken less seriously once swear words are involved. Which is what gets me fired up, because we could be saying the exact same thing, but because my paper has swear words and yours doesn't, or your tweet doesn't have swear words but mine does, like, they're viewed completely differently.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that these, like, white old nerds can speak Klingon from fucking Star Trek, and we're like, whoa, that's a real language, but you're telling me AAV isn't? Like,
Yeah, no.
that's absolutely fucking wild.
Yeah.
What's his face? Jim Cameron.
Who?
I think his name is actually James Cameron, but he goes by Jimmy.
Who?
The director of
Oh.
Avatar.
Oh.
But, like, Navi,
Navi.
have, like, they've developed an entire language.
I was like, who's Jim Cameron?
Jimmy. But he, like, it has developed the entire Navi language, and there are apps online that you can use to, like, learn it. Like, it's considered a full language written in that papyrus font, like, and that's only used by a subgroup of nerds.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, AAVE is used by a lot of people, a much larger demographic.
Yeah.
And is actually relevant and
Yeah.
like a real language, and it's just absolutely written off because it doesn't follow, like, colonial language rules.
Yeah. The British.
Yeah, for real. I'm talking specifically to the only British people I know. You, Alex. You. I think he might actually be the only Brit I know. So kind of moving on from, like, the academia space and just talking about how, like, that language is taken less seriously in that space, I thought maybe we could talk about, like, a couple of celebrities who use curse words in their interviews and, you know, speak pretty authentically, and how they're viewed in media and just kind of, like, the difference there. So a great example right now, just because it's blowing up, like, Hudson Williams is doing press tours for Heated Rivalry and, like, quite frequently uses curse words or will speak about taboo, quote unquote taboo topics like sex. And same with, like, Renee Rapp is a good example. She will use swear words, say whatever she wants, kind of. And I have seen, like, the popular reaction on media is that, oh, haha, like, that's so funny. Never media train these people. Like, keep them being like, keep them authentic, keep them swearing,
Yeah.
keep them saying these things. And it's gotten like such a positive reaction because I think people can like, one, access the language and understand probably more what these celebrities are saying. And two, they feel now like on a more, like you see these people as real people as opposed to these like celebrities who are so like so much richer and better than you.
Yeah.
So it's interesting when you see like who is celebrated for using curse words versus who's criticized for it.
Yeah.
And I guess, yeah, too, when you look at it, it's like predominantly white celebrities that everyone's like, keep them, you know? I'm trying to think of like popular or famous, like younger Black celebrities or influencers. Like, does Queen Gwen?
I mean, yes, she does, but I would say her sphere of influence is very different than, you know, like your stereotypical like actors doing like press tours and all of that. Like she's kind of in charge of her own media and what gets released out there. Like she swears pretty openly, and I don't think like has ever really had to have a filter for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think it also depends on like what your quote unquote brand is as a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of actors are, especially I can think of like Black women who are actors, I feel like they are a lot more respected for being eloquent, quote unquote. The only one I can think of who is not is maybe Keke Palmer.
And so like lots of people, younger generations, really enjoy like her candor, honestly her humor. Like she's hilarious.
She's so funny.
And kind of the way that she interacts with people. Just like maybe that we're seeing that people really enjoy like authentic conversation, and that swear words can absolutely be used in conversation that is accessible to all and still a serious conversation. Yet there's still so many, like it's just that like common conception that swearing makes you trashy or stupid or
not media trained.
Or not media trained or like unable to take anything seriously. Or just kind of like invalidates you immediately. And I love saying swear words. So I'm really trying to push here that we should be allowing them into our vernacular and allowing people to say them.
Yeah.
They're words in the dictionary. They're used in everyday conversation. They should be allowed to emphasize. It would be no different than saying this was really important. This was fucking important.
Yeah.
Let me put that in my essay.
Yeah. Truly. And you let me know if it's not, but maybe this is a good time to emphasize and perhaps segue to, as much as we think everyone should be swearing, and of course being mindful of like swear words act as a point of emphasis. So you must be aware of the power imbalances at play when you are choosing to emphasize and potentially offend in such a way that we shift into talking about slurs because we don't think everyone should be using slurs.
No. I swear, but don't f***ing slur.
Yeah.
See? Use the emphasis there. Because, yes, you have to pay attention to, like, power dynamics. Like, saying the word shit is fine because everyone shits. And I don't think that that word was created for anything else. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure some man in the comments will. But slurs have a lot more power in them and how they're used. And I think there's a lot of nuance, whether that comes to, like, reclaiming certain words or who can use them, how they're used hurtfully. I won't lie, some of my favorite my favorite responses when people are like, sorry, how do I say this? I love when on TikTok someone's like, hey, just wondering how you identify. I want to make sure I use the right slur. Or it's like when people are like, when they're like, my partner in the queer just call me a slur. Those are really funny. But I think that slurs can be really powerful and funny when used within a minority group that the slur has been used to target. And I don't think that it's my place as someone outside of that minority group to dictate what you can and cannot say to one another or just in your everyday conversations. And so I think maybe this is just a personal opinion, and this might change. Like my opinion can absolutely change. But I think that if the slur was specifically used to target a community that you identify with and belong to, then like it's not really my business if you say it. It's not, you know? And I don't think that that slur has the same power used against someone who's not part of that group because it wasn't used like against you in a hurtful way. So like I think it's funny if I'm like, that's so gay.
Yeah.
And I can say that about a straight person.
Yeah.
But I don't want you saying it about me.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
No, the same way that like Hunter and I can call each other dicks
Absolutely.
because that's what we are. And again, there's no power imbalances here.
Exactly. Yeah, we're both on the same.
We both belong to the same category.
Yes.
And it may be a little bit more controversial, but we also call each other
Oh, yes.
but that's also because that is a slur that has been used against us.
One time, I like explicitly remember one of the first times I was ever called that slur, and we were together.
Yeah.
And we were leaving. This is a really dicey thing to say, but we were leaving a Paramore concert, and the crowd was huge. And so I think one of us was like holding the other person's hand and like dragging them through the crowd, and then someone was like, "F***
Yeah.
It's like totally appreciate the use of f***ing, not so much the use of.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny when I call straight people strigets.
Yes.
That might be controversial.
Well, because that's also not a real slur.
One, it's not a real slur, and two, like, it's I can't discriminate you when I am not in the position of power.
Exactly.
Like when we're looking at our dynamics here, you as like a cis straight person, cis straight white person, like I can't discriminate you using the word striget.
No.
But that doesn't mean you can use it.
No. Well, I don't like when someone within that particular community, which the slur is meant to target, when someone from outside that community is like, "Oh, you shouldn't say that."
Yeah.
Like I remember one time an ex was talking about how she doesn't think that anyone ever should say the N-word in any form because it's either Audre Lorde or Maya Angelou says that word should never be reclaimed type of thing. And I was like, hey, you literally identify as queer.
Which is
Like at one point that was a slur. And in a lot of places and for a lot of generations, that still is a slur.
absolutely.
Like
Some people still aren't comfortable using it.
exactly. And so I was like, maybe you have absolutely no business telling anyone else what they should or should not reclaim.
Absolutely. That is a popular opinion, like that you hear. I think it's just mostly white people being defensive.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why they see it as like you're taking away a right that they have. Like they're like, well, if you can say it, then I can say it. Like you have no business as like we'll use dyke for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll be like, well, if I can't say it, then like you can't say it either. If it's a hurtful word, then you shouldn't be saying it either. And it's like, hey, so it actually was never your right to say it. I'm not stealing something from you. I'm not.
Yeah.
I've not been given more. It's like, and it's not a pie where I have a bigger slice because I can say dyke and you can't.
Yeah.
And so I really just don't understand. It's no different than, and I can use my family for an example. So my family's been pretty good with curse words. Like I've been able to say like fuck since I was maybe 14 in the house, and like it's not that big of a deal. But my dad specifically is religious and doesn't love the use of like Jesus Christ as a swear word.
Sure.
And so regardless of whether or not I find that word harmful, I'm living under his roof. Like, I just don't have to say it in front of him.
Absolutely.
And I feel that way about any word. Like, you're blonde, but if you were like, it kind of hurts my feelings when you say that I'm blonde, I would not say it anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it has really nothing to do with the word itself and everything to do with respect. So when people are like, well, but you can say this word, like, I can't. It's, yeah, just respect the person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if my dad were to stub his toe and say Jesus, like, again, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, he's asked me not to use it. Or I know that it's hurtful, so I just won't. So, like, when white people are like, well, I should be able to say the N-word and they shouldn't. It's like, hey, so actually you've been explicitly told now. There's no excuse now. Everyone knows that it's,
Yeah.
there's no being ignorant. I'm pretty sure that information that it's harmful is so blatantly clear
Yeah.
that, like, mind your f***ing business and shut your f***ing mouth and
Yeah.
just don't say it.
Yeah. And there are some people out there who are attempting to reclaim slurs that they have absolutely no business reclaiming.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, Gen Z, our generation, is obsessed with the fucking R slur.
I know.
I'm hearing that everywhere. And people are like, well, the literal meaning of the word
Oh
is
my gosh.
slow. And I'm like, the literal meaning of fat is a bunch of sticks.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't mean that in the context you're using, it's not offensive.
Yes. And also, too, like, you need to take it contextually.
Yeah.
Like, for example, both when we were in the UK, but specifically when I was there alone, like, I heard a lot of people, when I went to get a tattoo, they were like, I'm going to go bum a like, they meant they were going to smoke. And so contextually, I know that they're not, like, that word does mean something differently.
Yeah.
to them. So contextually, the R slur, I understand that it might literally mean slow, but contextually, that's not how it was used.
That's not what you mean when you're saying it.
Exactly. Like, I'm sorry, are you referring to a bundle of sticks? Or are you referring to, like, and also to, in French, the word translates literally to slow.
Yeah.
In English, it was used to forcibly sterilize people.
Yeah.
So let's consider that one. But it really is coming back. Like, people are saying that word.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
You know what I've always thought is funny? I've always had, like, an issue with that word. And, like, not in a, I'm better than everyone, like, not in a performative way. That's the word I was looking for. But just in a way where I have worked with a lot of different people with disabilities, and I've seen actively how the word has harmed them. And so I've always just been of mind to, like, not say it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was educated pretty early about it, we'll say. And so when people around me say it and then they go, sorry, Hunter, that drives me insane.
Yeah. Don't say sorry, just don't say it.
And also, like, it's not me. I'm not part of that group. So I'm not, like, saying that I can say it and you can't.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, there was I worked at this program where it was a bunch of kids with, like, various disabilities who were putting on a play. And one time, one of the guys that was in the play, he said the R slur. He has cerebral palsy, and he said the R slur. I laughed my ass off because he was, one, talking about himself.
Yeah.
And two, like, sorry, our
man.
set just broke and it scared the shit out of me. And two, like, it's not my business.
Yeah.
But, like, so when people say, like, sorry to me specifically, it feels so weird. And it's like, okay, it should actually also bother you.
Yeah.
Like, and it makes me sometimes feel like they're like, well, you're just being sensitive. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it's a bad word. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a slur.
Yeah. No. Don't gaslight me. That's a slur.
That's a slur for sure. I saw this video where someone, it was like a TikTok, and she was like, have you guys noticed, like, the R word is coming back? And some guy duetted it, and he was like, yeah, totally. That's so gay. And I pissed myself laughing. He was gay, so he's allowed to say it. I was just gonna, it's in, like, calling it the R word. You know that John Mulaney bit where he's like, some guy was like, midget is the same as saying the R word. You shouldn't say either. But someone was like, well, you just, like, John Mulaney was like, well, you just said midget. You won't even say, or it was the N word.
N-word, yeah.
He's like, you won't even say the N word.
Yeah. I think we're showing which one is worse.
I think, yeah. Not that there needs to be a hierarchy of slurs. It just made me laugh.
But like, know which one belongs to you.
Yeah, precisely.
Which one doesn't.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back in a few.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So when we talk about the know thy bleep of it all, I think we've taken two kind of similar yet contrasting examples of language and its power to try and emphasize both the importance of expression as well as the potential dangers of language and its inclusion and exclusions of others.
That was incredible.
Thank you. So we're saying it both as, you know, be free, be your authentic self, show passion, and stop judging other people for using expletives, because I think it shows strength and passion, and we assume it shows stupidity and small-mindedness. And when it comes to the other side of it, know when there is power in the reclamation of a word that was once used to target people who look like you, people who sound like you, people who act like you, and instead use it as a word to connote inclusion and the group that you kind of belong to and feel at home with. And know when that is not fucking your community, okay? I don't know. Was there anything I missed in there?
Well, that said it better than I ever could have. Shit. No, truly, that was actually, like, the most eloquent way of saying that. We all use language.
We do. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, use language that's good for you.
Yeah.
And otherwise, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I was one of those kids that loved commercials and, like, would watch infomercials would not pay attention to the show and would come back when the commercials came on.
First of all, that's insane behavior.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm crazy I didn't receive any diagnoses until way later in
Say,
life.
like that is DSM-5.
But one of my favorite commercials growing up was always the Frank's Red Hot commercial, because it was always an old grandmother. It was always a grandmother saying, "I put that bleep on everything." And for a while, I was like, I really wonder what they're saying underneath the bleep. I had no idea. I was like, they've got to be saying fuck. They've got to be saying, I put that fuck on everything.
That's a new saying. I put that on everything.
Anyway, but I think it was one of my favorite commercials as a kid because you're like, oh, that old grandma saying that. Because it emphasizes
No, it really does.
the extremeness of their product that they're trying to sell you, right?
And I don't think any less of Frank's Red Hot for saying it.
No. And I think you could still add Frank's Red Hot to a Michelin star dish, and it might just elevate it.
It might.
I'm sure someone out there has tasted a Michelin star dish and thought, I wish I had Frank's.
You know what? We went to a Michelin star place. Would you say?
Pho place, yeah.
Yeah. Would you say that you would have benefited from some Frank's?
I put hot sauce on it.
There
Yeah,
you go.
absolutely.
She puts that shit on everything.
Yeah, because you tailor it to your taste,
I put
right?
that on everything.
Yeah.
I love that. Sorry, but that's incredible. Like, can you imagine? You're just like, someone's like, wow, you're really good at that. And you're like, yeah, I put that on everything.
And I would also like to apologize to myself in advance for having to edit all of the bleeps into this episode later. Maybe I'll keep a swear word in there. You gotta find it. Rogue swear word.
That's from Rogue. There's just like a brief interruption in the middle of the podcast where one of us goes, bitch.
I don't bleep bitch.
No, just right?
Just pretty much, yeah.
You'll probably bleep the
Yeah. Certainly.
but maybe just leave one or
I will. And let me know if you find it. Because then we'll know you've listened all the way through. It'll be like
$5
a test.
to anyone who can tell me the exact minute and second. So what are you walking away from? What, like, now that we've had this whole lesson, what is your favorite swear word now?
Still I think.
Yeah.
But I've walked away now with a new phrase to use it within, which is I put that on everything.
I love that.
What about you? Is yours what's yours? Still dick or?
Like, yes. However, I was also reminded when you said, like, a new saying, or like, I put that shit on everything. If you've ever seen Fleabag, you know the like iconic scene where it's like, I love you, it'll pass. So I have sillily tattooed on me that quote. And someone, when we were traveling, was like, does that say it'll piss? and that's a new saying too. So
Because she has one on each arm. She has the I love you on one arm and then it'll pass on the other. And it's in cursive. And if you just look at it,
does look like
really
it'll piss.
quickly, it looks like it'll piss. And we said that pretty much.
yeah, if there's one thing it'll do, it'll piss.
It'll piss. It'll piss.
So instead of saying go piss girl, because that's used and boring, now we say it'll piss.
It'll piss. Yeah. Anything that happens, it could be good, bad, frustrating, joyous.
It'll piss.
It'll piss.
And I put that on everything.
And I put that on everything.
Well, I feel pretty good about swear words. I feel pretty good about language. I think you really eloquently summed that up.
Oh, thank you. I really wasn't sure where I was going when I started that, but I think I got there.
Yeah, and I don't want to overdick it and say more.
Yeah,
So I think we should say goodbye.
I agree.
That's unless you have anything else to add.
I
I want you to slow that down. That had volume. Her lips are moving. And you know what slur you can always use regardless of identity? Meghan Trainor.
that slur's open to everyone. Well, what more is there to say when you've already said all of the swear words in the dictionary?
Let me know if we missed one.
Yeah, let us know if there's any we need to add to our vocab.
Yeah, would love.
But until then,
Bippity boppity
bye.
bye.
Oh, and thanks for watching.
Like, comment, subscribe. Put that on everything.